Hello, this is Kirill from forexpert.com and welcome back to the course on Forex trading. In today's tutorial we will continue trading on a live real Forex account, and today is actually going to be quite a different tutorial. And that's because we're not going to open a market order, but rather we will open two pending orders on our account. As you can see in front of us here, we have the euro-dollar hourly time frame, and I've marked out some findings that I have located on the chart. So with the yellow lines, let's concentrate on the yellow lines to start with. We've got a triangle marked out, and we discussed triangles previously in this course, and as you remember, triangles mean that the market is kind of getting into a consolidation phase, or something that's going to happen just now in the market. And so in this hourly time frame, the euro dollar has been in this triangle formation for several days. So these period separators indicate days, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 5.5 days or 5 full days. The market has been in this triangle, and as you can see, there's no escape out of this triangle. The only way the market can go is either up or down. It can't just continue in this triangle because it's coming to an end over here. So, and that's what we're going to take advantage of. But before we get into that, let's just have a look at how the euro dollar has been moving in the past couple of months. So I'll zoom out a bit, and if we go back, you'll see here is another triangle that occurred previously. This was in January earlier this year, and as you can see, the price was in a triangle for several days, and then it burst out downwards. So I marked it with a red line here where the burst occurred. So that's that triangle over here. Then previously, before that, there was another triangle. Once again, the price was in a triangle for a while, and then it burst down. Before that, the price was in a channel. So I'll just zoom out. As you remember, we also discussed channels, and we used them in our trading quite a bit already. The price was in a channel, and then it crossed the border and burst down. Here, the price was in a triangle and then burst out upwards, but then it still went down. Also, let's see if you can spot a channel right here. I'll just mark it out so you can see a channel here. Let's change this to yellow. And there. So as you can see, the price was in the channel here and then burst outwards, downwards. So there have been a couple of instances where the price was either in a channel or in a triangle, and there was a burst. Another thing that you will notice is that currently we're in a downward trend, and all of these, both of these triangles that have already happened, and this channel, the most recent one, they all burst downwards. So it is much more likely that this triangle is also going to burst downwards, because we are in a downward trend. So the dollar is strengthening, the euro is declining. And that's important to remember, because that will tell us which trade is more riskier of the two. Another thing is that even though this triangle over here, it burst out upwards, the price still continued downwards afterwards. And that was because this temporary movement, this upward movement, was actually a retracement of the overall downward trend that we can observe. So if we zoom out even more, you can see that the euro has been in a downward trend for quite some time now. And so there's too many white lines now. All right, so that gives us a good indication that the downward trade is more reliable, the upward trade is less reliable. In fact, you might not even want to conduct this upward trend or prepare it, because it's quite risky compared to the sell trade. But we'll do both in this situation, and we'll manage our risks accordingly. So we've got our buy stop and sell stop ready. As we discussed previously, triangles generally tend to burst out for about half of their base And so if this orange line marks the base here, then this is a copy of that same orange line. Then half of it is about where this little orange line sticks out, and same way here. Half of it is about where this little orange line sticks out. So it can burst further than that, but it can burst just about that exact distance, and that's where we will set our take profit. So this sell stop, as we discussed in the tutorial on pending orders, it will be triggered once the price crosses this line, and hopefully the price will keep going, and then it will trigger our take profit. So we'll set our take profit actually a bit higher than this orange line, and for the buy stop we'll set the take profit a bit lower than the orange line. The stop losses, for the sell stop we'll set the stop loss at the level of the buy stop order, and for the buy stop we'll set the stop loss at the level of the sell stop order. So that's all taken into consideration. The last thing we have to take into account is our risks. So to do that, we'll have to find out how many pips there are in the stop loss, and there's about 90 pips in the stop loss. So I'm just going to bring up the slides that allow us to calculate lots. So I've got the formula up in front of us here. For our sell order, we'll risk about 10% of our balance, and that's about 10% of $659, about $66. We'll plug that into a formula. Now all we have to do is enter the number of pips in our stop loss, which is about 90 pips. So that gives us 66 divided by 900, which is approximately 0.07 lots. Now let's perform the same calculation, but for the buy order. We're willing to risk less, about half as much, so 5% of our balance, and that's about $33. Let's plug that in, and doing this calculation, 33 divided by 900, and that's because the distance of the stop loss is exactly the same, and that gives us about 0.036, which is approximately 0.04. So let's put that in, 0.04 lots. So now let's create these orders. We click new order. For the euro dollar volume 0.07, that's going to be our sell order, sell stop. It's going to be a pending order. We have to click that. In a pending order, we're going to choose a sell stop. The price is going to be 1.1290. The stop loss, as we agreed, is 1.390. The take profit, I've got it written down here, so it's going to be 1.1250. And comment order number 5, sell stop. Just check everything very quickly. Looks good. And oh yes, we can also set an expiry date for our stop loss. So how about we set, we'll give it 2 days, or maybe it's even 1 day should be enough. So that is that's today. We set this day, tomorrow at about the same, well, not this, what time do we want to set? Yeah, let's give it just over 1 day. So we'll place that, click place. That's our pending order placed. It's hiding behind our sell stop over here, so we can, our trend line over here. Actually, I think I set the stop loss at the wrong price, so this price should have actually been 80, not 90. And we'll just quickly correct that. So if we go to trade and we modify, this is how you can modify pending orders, and your stop loss should be just adjusted over here. It's very simple. Click modify, okay. So the stop loss is now hiding behind that blue line. And now we will conduct our buy stop order. So pending order, buy stop, 1.1380, stop loss 1.1290, take profit I've also got it written down, so it's 1.1415, comment, this is number 5, buy stop. And expiry date, same thing, we'll let it expire tomorrow. Place. Okay, so let's just see if we can Okay, if you want to see the expiry date, then you have to double click on the order and just check the expiry date, 2nd of 4th or 2nd of 4th. Perfect. So you just need to quickly double check everything here. For instance, I can see right away that I set the wrong volume for the buy stop order, and I'm just going to therefore delete this buy stop order and reset it. So 0.04 pending order, buy stop 1.1380, stop loss 1.1290, take profit 1.1415, number 5, buy stop, comment, actually expiry date, check everything, place. Okay, that should be done. So that's our sell stop, that's our buy stop. Everything else looks okay. So that was a good example of how you can quickly delete pending orders without any effect on the account, because they're actually not in the market. They don't really exist as market orders. They're just an intention for you to buy or sell. But you will still see your deleted order here, and you'll see in the comments, you'll see that it says cancelled because you manually cancelled this particular order. Okay, so we're just going to leave the account for a couple of days and see how all of this plays out. So either one of these orders or maybe even both will be triggered, and maybe nothing will be triggered if the price doesn't escape this triangle in the next 1.5 days. I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Until then, happy trading.